So in these instances, these alleged misrepresentations, let's call it that, all right?
Alright, so in today's video, we've got to get into the Marcellus Wiley situation because this one is only getting crazier. More details keep surfacing, which is actually why I held off on covering it initially. A few of you left comments asking if I was going to report on this, and I wanted to wait. I knew he'd been arrested over the 4th of July weekend, and since he wasn't scheduled to appear before a judge right away, I figured it made sense to hold off a few days and see what else came out. Now, TMZ is reporting that Marcellus Wiley has responded to his wife's divorce filing after she was granted a temporary restraining order against him. According to the report, Wiley is calling the allegations against him completely false. He addressed the situation on X this past Tuesday after Annemarie Wiley filed for divorce and secured that restraining order. In his statement, the former NFL star wrote that he loves his children more than anything, and that protecting them, along with preserving their relationship with both parents, has always been his top priority. He added that because of the public allegations Annemarie made against him, he felt forced to respond with evidence rather than emotion, and that he owes it to his kids to document the truth of what they've all been through. Wiley claims he's actually the one being wronged here, alleging that Annemarie put a voodoo curse on his family, made serious parenting missteps, and that she lost it after being let go from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. He also said he never wanted his family's issues to play out publicly, especially not as leverage in a divorce, but that he ultimately knew this moment was coming. His statement follows a judge granting Annemarie's request for a domestic violence temporary restraining order. Under the terms of that order, Wiley is barred from contacting her, must stay away from her and their 3 children, is required to move out of the family home, and currently has no visitation rights, while Annemarie holds temporary sole custody.
He calls the cops. She calls the cops on him because she alleged that the day before she called the cops, he poked her on the cheek. Pokes in the cheek, calls the cops, says that like she's fearing for her life. The cops asked her 7-year-old daughter, who was allegedly in the room, hey, did you see mom get poked in the cheek by dad? Daughter's like, I ain't seen nothing. Either way, the cops said that they found enough evidence that there was some sort of bodily harm that Marcellus, he ends up going to jail. Y'all know the vibes. If somebody gets called on domestic battery, domestic assault, domestic anything, somebody is going to jail. Here's where it gets interesting. Remember, that happened in Orlando, Florida, just a couple days ago, July 4th weekend. Where it gets interesting is like, after the cops were called for that incident, it was then found out that there was a rape allegation. Okay, that's Marcellus. But yo, that's not where the story stops. Because who the hell is Annemarie, his wife? Well, Annemarie is coming to fame of her own. How the hell did that happen? Annemarie in 2023 got cast on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I both know Annemarie and I know her replacement. Acho, how the hell you know her replacement? Because she only lasted 1 season. Okay, so Annemarie, she was adopted. She's currently on like a hunt to find her biological parents. Well, how do I know that? Because she took that hunt to Nigeria. Now, there was a video of Annemarie that has since been deleted, looking very familiar with this wealthy man in like this Nigerian club. It got sent to me privately because obviously I'm Nigerian. So my Nigerian friends are like, hey, ain't this Marcellus's wife? I saw that video like a month and a half. I started doing my Googles. I was like, that's interesting. She looks far too familiar with the man that's not her husband, leaned over, smiling, key-keying. That's separate from the allegation incident. I just found that interesting. But remember, I saw them later to track meet, so I'm thinking, oh, it's all smiley in paradise. It wasn't all smiles in paradise. Annemarie was on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She lasts a season. After the season, she gets kicked off. Again, who's Annemarie? Annemarie is a nurse anesthetist, not an anesthesiologist. The difference is a CRNA doesn't necessarily have to go to med school, so there's less schooling. Anesthesiologists can administer anesthesia by themselves, and a nurse anesthetist has to, in certain states, have an anesthesiologist kind of supervising them. That's the difference. Annemarie appears to have, as of late, come into some fame of her own, or wanted to come into fame of her own. Okay, here's what's interesting though. In Annemarie's goodbye message, after finding out she wasn't going to be included in Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she says, and I quote, this is a caption from an Instagram post, "What I am is a woman, a proud Black woman who is truly blessed with a wonderful, strong Black man as my husband, who lifts me and our 4 wonderful children up with so much love and positivity on the daily," she wrote. "Who is truly blessed with a wonderful, strong Black man as my husband, who lifts me up and our 4 wonderful children with so much positivity on the daily." It's interesting to me because Annemarie is coming to some fame of her own. Marcellus has had fame of his own. I worked with Marcellus 2 hours a day, every day, for 2 years, 240 shows a year. Marcellus, if y'all know, because I've had to argue with the man, can be very antagonizing, if you will. Difficult to argue with. Annemarie, she, in my experience, is equally volatile. Again, I ain't been in any rooms. I don't know what the hell did happen or didn't happen. I just know the allegations. What I do know is timelines. 2012, Annemarie alleges Marcellus raped her and tried to shoot it to a couple of her friends, alleges. 2014, they get married. I'm confused. 2012, Annemarie alleges Marcellus raped her, tried to shoot at a couple of her friends. 2014, they get married. 2024, not on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, says, you know, truly blessed, wonderful man is my husband who lifts up me and my 4 children. But the accusations state that Marcellus has a pattern of physical violence, verbal violence, emotional violence, financial abuse, and because of all the abuse, there are certain gaps and lapses in her memory. It's a tragic situation, not just for the adults, but really for their 4 children. Marcellus Wiley Jr. met Youngblood. That's Marcellus's son. The other 2 daughters, I've been to their house, people. I've been to their house. A tragic situation for all parties involved.
Marcellus Wiley and his arrest down in Florida. I'm very skeptical of the story. How did this guy get arrested for putting his finger on the cheek of his wife in some sort of argument? She claimed Marcellus her in 2012 while he was intoxicated and tried to sleep with 2 of her friends the same year. My contention would be that if that is true, if he flirted with, it's like she never forgot that and that's always been in her back pocket. If his narrative is true and if he's been he's been sleeping with the enemy the entire time and unaware and or naive, a finger to the cheek and you burn this man down to the ground, that's tough. But men are idiots. Holy cow. Is this world rigged against men? You can call the police, say, yesterday morning, my husband threatened me and poked me in the face, and now I want you to arrest him and take him off to jail. Huh? Headlines can go out. Marcellus Wiley arrested for domestic battery. Look at that picture now. That's a look like, oh, so this is how they got me.
Overall, that's a wild situation, man. I want you all to drop your thoughts down in the comments section. I'd genuinely love to hear what you think about today's video. Don't forget to hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed too. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.